In this video, I will explore my savings journey and how I saved my first $5,000 working in fast food. It might not sound like a lot, but it's a great starting milestone for anyone who, like myself, was unable to save or neglected saving for a number of years. First, I want to address the elephant in the room. Why do I work fast food? Obviously, I could be making way more money at a different job, but I was able to find a company where I have grown, and really the main reason is that I need a part-time job so I can focus on school as much as possible. Now let's get into the details. Last year, I hardly had any money to my name. I've been working for years now, but was so accustomed to spending every penny I made because in my mind I deserved to. It was always difficult for me to save and invest money. I felt like I was blocking myself from the money I had worked so hard for. I had some experience with investing, but had never stuck with it long term, and I had a savings account, but the interest rate was so low, it just felt like another checking account, but one that I couldn't use. It wasn't until I learned about better methods for saving and growing my money that I felt encouraged to take saving seriously, which is what this channel is all about. The first step in my savings journey was acknowledging the problem. I was always out of money, no matter how much I made. I had also accrued a few $1,000s in debt from purchases like computers, school equipment, a new vehicle, and some medical expenses, all of which were necessities at the time, though going into debt could have been avoided. Then came the hard decision. Should I aggressively pay off my debt and miss out on saving for a while, or should I begin investing while my debts grow and accrue interest? While opinions can vary online, I chose the former option and was able to pay off around $3,000 in debt in less than 2 months. Keep in mind, I still have other expenses like rent, transportation, and groceries, so it might sound like a long time, but I was still able to lock in and pay off that debt, which is the important part. After I had my debts paid, I was met with the question of where I would allocate my money. I knew I wanted my money to grow in the stock market, but I knew I also wanted to keep some easily accessible for emergencies, like most of us. I had some experience with investing in the S&P 500 and decided to continue taking that route. It was also around this time that I first learned of Fidelity's cash management account. What attracted me to the Fidelity cash management account is the high interest rate. Before this, I didn't know what bank or what kind of account you used mattered. I thought every savings account had a low interest rate. I already had an account for investing and quickly created 2 new cash management accounts under Fidelity, one for my emergency fund and one that I could link to a debit card. In short, the interest rates have helped me make a little extra money, and if you want to learn more, go ahead and check out my last video I did about my experience with the Fidelity cash management account. After finding places where I felt comfortable keeping my money, I had to decide how much I was going to save every month. Everybody's situation is different, and I recommend saving as much as you can. Some of these finance gurus recommend saving anywhere from 10 to 30% of your income. Luckily, I was able to invest a higher percentage, at least for the first few months. When my paycheck would come every 2 weeks, the first thing I would do is divide it in half and put that amount in my brokerage account to invest in the S&P. With the remaining half, I would allocate $100 of that to my savings account and then keep the rest in my spending account for groceries and bills. Sometimes this was difficult because I never had much money left over after saving and investing, so I kept this up for a while, but ultimately I've slowed down while investing closer to 20% each paycheck. Using these strategies, I was able to save $5,000 in just around 2 to 3 months. It was a small goal to start with, but was important for me because I was able to see my money grow in real time. Thanks everybody for watching.